to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. A Georgia man was jailed for over a week after authorities used botched facial recognition technology to wrongfully arrest him for a crime. Baton Rouge Police Department detectives issued a warrant for Randall Reed, 28, in July for stealing luxury purses from a Louisiana consignment shop using images from various mug shots, driver's licenses, and social media. His attorney told the Times-Picayune, the New Orleans Advocate, he was arrested in an Atlanta suburb in November 2022 as he drove to his mother's home for Thanksgiving dinner. They told me I had a warrant out of Jefferson Parish. I said, "What is Jefferson Parish?" Reed said, "I have never been to Louisiana a day in my life." Then they told me it was for theft. So not only have I not been to Louisiana, I also don't steal. Reed is one of several black people who have been arrested because facial recognition technology is flawed and biased, according to the ACLU. Research shows the technology has mistaken darker-skinned women for men about 31% of the time, but has a 0.8% margin of error among white men. The algorithms work best identifying middle-aged white men but can't tell black people apart, the ACLU points out. Several law enforcement agencies have shied away from the technology in response to the criticism. Authorities in New Orleans said they only use their system to generate leads, and detectives must go through a hierarchy before making a request through the Louisiana State Analytic and Fusion Exchange in Baton Rouge. The matches also must pass a peer review by other facial recognition investigators. Patrick Grother of the National Institute of Standards and Technology told Wired that facial technology error rates have dropped 90% since 2018. Still, Grother said, there's a considerable spectrum of accuracy and image quality remains an issue. Still, the best algorithms can be wrong more than 20% of the time. He added, the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office reportedly requested the algorithm adopted by Baton Rouge detectives, pegging Reed as one of 3 men who allegedly stole more than $10,000 in Chanel and Louis Vuitton purses over 3 days at the store in Metairie, Louisiana. The ACLU says by using mugshots and facial recognition systems, law enforcement agencies are supercharging bias with 21st century surveillance technology since it recycles data, and black people are arrested at higher rates than whites. Reed was booked into the DeKalb County Jail as a fugitive and released on deck, one according to reports. The man's attorney, Tommy Calogero, said JPSO detectives tacitly admitted the error and rescinded the July warrant. I think they realized they went out on a limb making an arrest based on a face, he said. Now, coming from a tech guy, I knew something like this was going to happen, and it has happened a multitude of times. We've all seen the videos on social media where if somebody black sticks their hand underneath the soap dispenser, the dispenser doesn't work. Or if it's underneath a water dispenser that has a sensor to basically read the skin, it doesn't work. But if somebody white does it, it just so happens to work in both cases. This is pretty much that effect because the technology is not built by people who look like us. If the technology was built by people who look like us, it would be able to read our skin and register our skin on top of reading everybody else's. But like I said, when you work the whole other direction, this is the end result. And now you have black people at the forefront of this, and they're being used as test dummies, and as a result, you can clearly see what takes place. Hey, we pinned you because pretty much we believe all you guys look the same. The computer and algorithm thinks that all you guys look the same, so therefore you must be the same people. Therefore, nothing is wrong. If I'm right as an officer and I say so, then the computer is right too because it's made by us as well. So you're now going to jail. That's pretty much what they did. And this is a dude that was in a whole nother state. Whole other state. How do you get arrested for a crime that you never committed in a whole nother state that you never even been to? How? Like I said, I wish wholeheartedly that I was making up this story. I wish that it was a farce. I wish that it was a fairy tale. I wish that it was a ha ha he he joke, but it's not. This is the reality that we are living in. As I stated to you guys before, technology is supposed to make the normal, average, everyday person. It's supposed to enable an easier life so that we can focus on, other tasks, right? Get Stop dealing with the mediocre task, right? And we focus on the other things that we need to focus on. That's what it's supposed to do. That's where, AI and robotics is supposed to come in. That's that relationship. But here you see that cops who are already lazy, they have now gotten lazier when they just rely on technology. Hey, I'm gonna send you like 1,000 pictures. All right, scrape through all of these pictures and find me the criminal. It used to be a point in time where cops used to have like these booklets where they have tons of faces of people that have committed crimes, and they would allow the person, it may take 30 minutes to an hour, whatever it is, to basically flip through and go through the faces to see if anything happens to register, to see if they could potentially get a hit. Usually when it comes to that, maybe there's some accuracy directly to it, but when it deals with AI, there's no real accuracy to it. There's no real accuracy, and as they stated in the article, the AI is just as biased as the cops. The cops has bias, basically thinking that, hey, if you're black, chances are you committed this crime, and if we feel that we register your face, then the AI register your face, then you're obviously the person. Nothing can be wrong. The only person that can correct this is pretty much God Himself, and He's nowhere to be seen to speak on this. So obviously, we must be right in doing our job, right? This is pretty much where everybody's tax dollars are going. This is going to be the future. Just like I showed y'all the video about the McDonald's AI, and I told you guys before about me working in customer service, and they started throwing in the self checkout um, areas for people to do their groceries, and how then we step from that to now hypermarkets. Like I said, hypermarkets are pretty much markets where it's all automated. There's pretty much nobody working there except for somebody at the door checking your receipt and maybe stocking. Other than that, everything is pretty much automated. They got shopping carts you throw your stuff directly into. You go around the shop, you take an item out, they subtract it directly to your account. You walk past a certain bar or the register, it calculates everything, takes it directly from your account, and then you show the receipt to the man at the door at the man at the door. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is going to be a part of that life. Just give it about a good like 10 years. Give it about a good 10 years. And you're going to really start to see that transformation take place. Um like I said, this is that's right there. That by itself is a very scary thing. It really is. Just imagine if your black son was pinned as a person that committed a crime somewhere, like in Alaska, and they just put out a warrant for him. It was like, oh yeah, you got a warrant out of state, somewhere in out of nowhere, Alaska, and you basically were the one that committed this crime. See, this is what they said. This is your face. This is you. So you have to come with us. We're going to extradite you and take you over to Alaska so you can stand trial. You're not even a person. You're not even the person. You weren't even the one. But yet, they say that your son did it. So now what are you going to do? And then that's not even to mention if at any point in time when AI starts to enter the courtroom, because there are articles already out here where they are talking about AI in a sense defending somebody or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, it can be a good or a bad thing. It can be a good or a bad thing. Like I said, and depending on how it's programmed, everything can be perfect. Everything can be great depending on, right, how it's programmed. But the main thing that AI is missing is a heart. It's missing that humanity. It's missing those emotions. Because if you're basically, freaking out, or if you're basically conveying emotion, the AI is going to be just looking at you. And then it's going to go right back, and it's going to, try to calculate, or it's going to try to go through a variety of books in like 5 seconds to, find the right things to go against the human that is trying to prosecute you, or vice versa, whatever it is. Or maybe it's a judge, maybe it's a robotic judge. Like I said, there's a, you know, computers have come a very long way, but they still have a very, 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 very long way to go. I'm talking about realistically hundreds of years in order to get to the point for them to uh, be where they need to be to do what we would consider, in a sense, the right thing, or more specifically, the human thing.